Brittany and Kelsey, I know it may not seem like a big deal to have unprotected sex while you're high, but I'm a pediatrician and I take care of babies born addicted to heroin, cocaine, whatever their moms are doing. And what we're about to show you is not pretty.
Yeah.
You to watch this here.
So what sort of drugs are you seeing babies on here?
Cocaine to heroin to methadone. There isn't a baby here that has one drug in their system. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different drugs in their system.
So what are some of the typical withdrawal symptoms you tend to see a lot in these babies?
We see a lot of tremors, so their body's shaking. They do a lot of hand wringing and grabbing at their faces, crying and irritable, a real high-pitched cry.
How did you first get into drugs?
When I was 9 years old, my dad had got me hooked on heroin.
Once we got together, we just kind of went hardcore into everything that we could get our hands on.
You guys feel much guilt?
I'm ashamed of it all. Like, it hurt really bad. We both shed a lot of tears over this.
Ashley, right now, Brittany is in our studio. She's addicted to meth, marijuana, and alcohol, and she's had 2 miscarriages so far. What would you say to somebody like that?
If you know that you're pregnant and you're messing around and doing drugs and thinking it's going to be okay, it's not.
Right, so this is little Maxine, and she just got here.
Mom was using methamphetamine. Apparently, Mom didn't know she was pregnant, so she didn't have any prenatal care.
As you can see, this baby has no subcutaneous fat, and she was basically starved in the womb.
This is Susie. She's been here 3 weeks, and unfortunately, she has not had any visitors.
So nobody's come and see her for 3 weeks? How somebody can have another life inside them and just not care to do what they need to do to just get off of drugs just long enough for the baby's sake. I remember being such a proud papa, and now that little girl's driving a car around. I don't get to see her much anymore. I bet your mama's missing you too, deep down. I bet she is. It was hard to see that. How did you guys feel watching that?
It made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach. Because I didn't know I was pregnant, but I mean, if it would have stayed in me, I think that, I probably would have used on top of that. And to see that just makes me sick.
I think one of the hardest parts that you can't show in that video, and what I want you to really think about now, is a baby that is addicted to drugs in the womb, like Dr. Lisa showed, they don't necessarily overcome the withdrawals to be normal. They can have affected development for the rest of their lives, and these babies exemplify what can happen.
I'm gonna make her a little quieter now. This is a baby, the simulation for what it's like to be born addicted to drugs. Jittery, shaky, tremors, high-pitched cry, eyes closed. When you have a newborn like this, she's not going to make eye contact with you. She's not going to really understand that you're her mom. She's just feeling crappy and hurting. And the baby you have, Kelsey, that's a baby born to a mother who is an alcoholic. We call it fetal alcohol syndrome. And as you can see, she doesn't quite look right. Her head's smaller. Her brain didn't develop as much. Her legs are skinny. She had growth retardation. She's going to be smaller than all her classmates as she grows up. She's not going to be as smart. She's going to have a really hard time in school. And it just tends to get worse from that.
The most damage is done to your baby in the womb in the first 8 weeks. That's why you can't wait. You can't say, if I become pregnant, I'm going to quit drugs. If I become pregnant, I'm going to quit drinking alcohol. Because the minute you're having unprotected sex and doing those, the problem started.